Well, like I told our team, it was a hard fought game. What I'm saying, both teams. Credit, obviously to Buffalo. They did a heck of a job today. They played their butts off. I thought we, played hard too. And at the end of the day, we were just able to make a couple of plays. We didn't start off well offensively. Couldn't get off the field on defense, but we were able to keep that game tied going into halftime. I thought the one drive was critical. We started out, I believe, at the -14, had the big drive, that with the fourth down and scoring a touchdown there. That the defense came back and did a heck of a job in the second half. Really, just at the end of the day, it was just a hard-fought game, and that's what playoff football is. And, we're able to get the win at home, which was big. And just like I told the team, I said, obviously, there's been struggles here, with the organization. There's been players coming through in and out, as not being in the playoffs and finally getting a home playoff game, for the first time since 1999, being able to win. And I thought that, after the game, we wanted to make sure that, we recognize the support that we have with our fans, and we'll be giving a game ball to, I believe, wherever the best place is, I guess City Hall for the fans. I thought they were outstanding. The energy was just better than Coach Coughlin described.
Defensively, during
Sure.
that second half, Fisher shutout, what stood out about the way you guys played?
I thought that, they played well. We were able to get pressure. The one drive, I thought that was a key drive before. We had the two penalties. They had the two quarterback runs, then the offensive pass interference, and then we were able to hold them to 3. I thought that was a big stop. But, after that, I think they broke a run or two here or there, but I thought defensively they did a nice job. We had Puzz go out. Blair Brown came in. He did a nice job. AC, had his first interception today, Aaron Colvin. He was sick before the game, not knowing if he was, he woke up with a little bit of a bug. He went out there and toughed it up, but then, obviously he couldn't, we put Patman in there. So I think that's been the story of the season, young guys, coming in there and playing a role and doing a nice job.
Doug, for as much as Blake.
We'll go Gene right here.
Yeah, sure, Gene.
Can you talk a little bit about the third quarter drive? What was different about that? Because the first half,
we were struggling a little bit with the wind. Like, I think both teams, I can't speak for them, but I know we were going away from the pools, going into that end zone. So, so we came out, and then obviously we elected to receive, and thinking that they were going to go ahead, with and take the win in the fourth quarter, which they did. And then we wanted to make sure that we moved the ball. I think it started off, we had a good play. I believe it was Dede coming over the middle. I'm not sure. I know we had a nice throw in there. Made a couple of plays. Blake, I think the big thing about him today was he made a lot of plays with his feet. In the running. And then we were able to get the ball down in there. And then on the fourth down, Koyak makes the catch.
As a follow-up, what are your concerns about your offense moving forward?
Right now, I'll think about that tomorrow. I'm really excited about the game, but we would never really got into a rhythm, and we weren't able to get anything on the third down. So, I'd be a fool to sit here and say I'm not concerned, but I'm gonna take a step back and go ahead and look at it again. And I know what happened, but I'm just saying, obviously, if you want to continue to keep playing, you're gonna have to do a better job.
Can you share with us what did happen?
Yeah, in other words, we didn't convert on third down. I don't think we did a good enough job on first and second down running the football. I think those are the things that come to my mind first. I wish that I thought we were going to do a better job running the football. We didn't. Credit to them.
What does it say about Blake that struggled a little bit the first half, but then in the second half he was able to make some plays on that key drive, especially with his feet? Was that a grow-up drive for him, for a guy that really, first playoff game type of thing?
I don't know. It was interesting. At halftime, I think because we went in, it was 3-3. I think that the players at halftime, it's hard to describe. I would describe it as hey, listen, we know things aren't going the way we want them to go. We've got to keep fighting. We got to keep going. But it wasn't a high level of pressure. Of, oh my God, we got. Hey, listen, let's focus. Let's not make mistakes. Let's go out there and let's play. For me as a coach, I look at that a little bit more of the mindset, about what they're going to do to go out there.
Was it a conscious effort at halftime to move Blake around, Coach?
We tried to move him around a little bit earlier. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so we like, you know, obviously we know. I mean, people that look at us on film, we like to get them on the move.
Doug, can you talk a little bit about the fourth down play, the thought of going for the touchdown and the call itself?
Yeah, I thought, you know, I mean, we were going down there and, you know, didn't feel comfortable, you know, inside the one. I felt we had a good play. I felt very confident in it. You know, we make the call and we go and you know, we score. And I thought that, you know, conversely, I was thinking to myself, you know, hey, maybe this time we can keep them down there. If we don't, you know, that always goes into play. Whereas before, I thought Buffalo did a nice job. You know, we couldn't flip the field position, you know what I'm saying, a couple times during this game. And I thought what was probably, you know, something that was disappointing that you can't allow yourself to do is when we caused our first turnover, we weren't able to get any points out of that. I thought that was, you know, a critical thing that I thought would come back and haunt us, you know what I'm saying, during the game.
Just as a follow, is that going to the tight end the whole way? I mean,
Yep,
exactly
yeah, that's exactly what the play call is.
Doug, you know, first playoff game for a lot of these guys. I mean, did you sense just the nerves right off the bat? And if you did, when did it finally, you know, feel comfortable?
Probably better for them, you know, to answer that question. I mean, it's hard for me to tell. You know, during the week, you know, we just went about, you know, preparing them business as usual. You know what I'm saying, knowing that the crowd and everything was going to bring it up. So I think they're probably better at answering that question. We're trying to, you know, make sure we get them in the best situation and plays, you know, to give them the ability to make some plays so we can put ourselves in position to win.
I think by surviving this one,
Excuse me?
by surviving this game and winning, do you think your young guys can, you know, get some confidence that they can win in this kind of situation where it's not pretty?
Playoff football is about just, you know, you just go out there to win. You know, I mean, no one's really looking to win any beauty contest or anything of that nature. I think that, you know, the teams that you're playing is going to be, it's going to be all out. Everything's all out on that football field. I mean, and like I said, I'd be remiss not to give credit to Buffalo. I mean, they left it all out there, and I thought our guys were leaving it all out there. Each week it's a different story, you know what I'm saying, and what you want to do. And then, you know, very rarely in my experience have you been able to, you know, everything just go as easy as that, and then just wind up blowing somebody out. I mean, it's a difficult time. It's tough football. Each week is going to be geared to doing the best job you can, but it still goes back to the same thing I've been talking about all year. It's going to be your performance on that day, you know what I'm saying, and what you're able to do. So, you know, obviously we're going to have to do some better things as we go forward. There's no doubt about that.
Does this win, what do you think this does for Blake in terms of his teammates? Not playing well and then coming back making some plays?
I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I mean, you got to remember, when you're asking me about someone's mindset, it's hard for me to put myself in their situation because, you know, like I've said a bunch of times, Mike, you know, I don't know how many people would be able to handle, you know, what he's gone through, and you guys, for the guys that cover the team the whole time, you know, the amount of criticism on the outside, you know, and then, you know, gets on a little bit of a roll and comes down. I just think that, you know, I know that when we show up tomorrow, you know, he'll be the same guy. He's gonna work and do whatever he can. So I can't really speak for his mindset.
Does it move him up a notch for you in terms of?
I'm just looking to win. So I mean, there's a lot of other things that are going on. Like when you say move him up a notch, meaning what?
Respect level.
I've always respected him. I have a ton of respect for anyone that goes on that field and plays. I mean, it's you know, it's a whole lot more difficult, especially during this time, you know, in the playoffs, to go on that field and play. The game definitely rises. There's no doubt about it. I learned that from Herm Edwards my first year in this league. He told me opening day and the playoffs, and the further you go in the playoffs, the higher the level of play gets.
Doug, on the play-by-play where he's out of bounds right there in front of you on the sideline, were you relying on your eyes, upstairs, players? No,
because timeouts are so critical. I rely on the process we have, you know what I'm saying, of making sure it's 100%, you know what I'm saying, it's in that situation. You know, so once it came down and said, hey, foot was on the line, then, you know, I threw the flag. Yeah, we have all that taken care of.
So who's the point guy upstairs?
I'm never going to tell. The only reason why I don't tell is because now it's great. you know what I'm saying? But when things don't go well, it's still my call. But there's actually 2 guys upstairs. We have 2 guys upstairs, 2 assistant coaches.
Let me ask you about
We're the
your
last 2 right here,
mindset.
David in the middle.
You ready?
Go ahead, Dave. Yep.
I want to ask you about your mindset. Are you mentally exhausted because you just won a playoff game and you seem so low-key, so just beat?
I'm already thinking about, like, kind of how Gene's question was, like, you know, what we've got to do to get better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think about it or what do you need to improve on, or you know, how do you feel about, you know, the way you played? You know what I mean? I mean, I immediately go into a mode of, you know, we've earned 65 more snaps, you know, for this season. You know, that's how I look at the playoffs. You know, once you make it, you're only guaranteed about on average 65 snaps. How you prepare for those 65 snaps is extremely important. So right now, my mind's thinking about, you know, going forward.
All right, last one in the middle here.
Coach, can you talk about your overall defensive effort, though? Just 3 points. Shane still looked like it's healthy, but defense did a good job.
Yeah, but we had a good feel. I mean, I saw the doctors afterwards. I told our team and our coaches, you know, having had the experience with their trainers and doctors, you know, in Buffalo, I really felt like he was going to play and the type of competitor that he is. You know, I didn't think he showed any signs of, you know, being, you know, limited in it. But, you know, I thought our defense did a nice job. Our defense has been doing that, you know, for most of the year. You know, they've been playing well, and you know, I think that continued on today.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Good luck next week.
Yep.